Happy Friday, besties. Ha ha ha. How are we, ladies?
Well, I mean, like, honestly?
I know, right? Fine.
Right.
The typical answer.
Can I be
Fine.
honest?
How are you doing? Terrible. Okay, see you later.
Shitty.
Same.
I'm good only because I get to see you guys soon. Like, in person, obviously.
Oh, isn't that crazy?
Cannot wait.
Oh my gosh. Vegas next week.
Woo! Fuck yes.
Oh, we've been counting down the days. Literally, Jamie has
Literally.
a nice countdown.
Yes.
I get excited when you do those.
I
Yes.
do have a countdown because I've been, like I told you, that I love, like, for my mental health, I love having something to look forward to. And so I've been looking forward to this. So I'm very excited.
What do you have after Vegas? Do you have something else after Vegas?
Well, sort of. I mean, I now, as of like literally yesterday, I booked a cabin in Gatlinburg in November. It's only going to be me and the kids and one of the kids' friends because my son got invited to play in a football tournament up there. So, I mean, it's not like gonna be a walk around Gatlinburg and see the sights. It's going to be me sitting on a football field, but I'm still looking forward to it because the cabin has an indoor pool.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poshy.
You know, when they had that big fire, I think it was in 2017, a lot of like the beautiful old cabins unfortunately burned down with the heart-shaped tubs. But then all these, developers came in and they put these fancy cabins with indoor pools and shit. So I'm kind of jazzed about it.
Hopefully you do get to walk around though. Like, I mean, explore a little bit.
Yeah, I love Gatlinburg because so when I went to UT, it's only about like 45 minutes away. So that was like a fun spot for sometimes us to go to like walk around and do dumb touristy shit when I was in college. So Gatlinburg is definitely, and Pigeon Forge has a weird place in my heart just because like it reminds me of college.
My last year of law school in Atlanta, my girlfriends and I, we went to Gatlinburg for like 4 days and went hiking. And I was just looking because we passed this place. We did not go in, but you can and should go in, Jamie. It's a lingerie store called Sexy Stuf, but with one F, like STUF. And so we call it still to this day. I mean, that was, oh my God, 16 plus years ago. We will still text, but we call it Sexy Stuf.
I've probably been in it, to be honest.
It's still standing. It has it's a long, not just lingerie, but longevity. I'm impressed. So, just like you go to LA, go to In-N-Out Burger, go to Gatlinburg,
go to Sexy Stuff.
Go to Sexy Stuff.
Stuf.
Just one F.
Also, this is very niche and only a few people will know this, but you have to see the BMW parked at an angle when you're coming into the city. That's very niche. Only a few will get that.
Do you have a group chat with those people? Because that should be what it's called, Sexy Stuf.
Yeah.
I have a group chat, but we don't have a name. We don't have a name for it. And so I'm going to do it.
Well, you fucking name it right now.
I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it right now during this happy hour.
Sexy Stuf, they will die. They will just die laughing. I mean, yeah. Rename that thing. I don't know. That's the best idea I've had today.
I had not so good an idea this week. And that was to try to use social media. So, do y'all use Threads much?
I do. I have all my posts, like my hard feed posts, go to Threads, but I don't physically go to Threads to post much.
I think like we have one for HR Besties. We have it. I'll think about it about once every 6 weeks. So I'll be like, go listen, that. I just kind of forget it's there. And I have Twitter. I use it to like learn news or look for like traffic or like what are they filming in this thing. Anyway, last night I was on the couch and I was looking and there's an individual that Leigh and Jamie know who was very rude to all of us, but especially me. And I have noticed that this person has changed quite a bit their social media strategy. And this person probably maybe didn't think that most of us in social media or things like this. But anyway, all of a sudden has taken a very specific voice on their social media posts. And it is like the most obvious ChatGPT thing you've ever seen. And I was looking at it and I was chuckling because it's like an M dash that's like a dash. But if you do it in ChatGPT, it's a very obvious M dash. And these different telltale things that you'll know, like I use ChatGPT obviously all the time for like different things, but there's some certain tells. So I was like chuckling to myself and I go on Threads. I'm like, oh, here's some things, whatever. I shut it down. this morning I get a message from someone I know from LinkedIn Learning, and they're like, wow, good for you. You went viral on Threads. And I'm like, oh, what was that? I look, I did. And I open it back up. I probably would have seen this 6 weeks from now. Oh my God. I did this post and it was like telltale signs. Like one was an Oxford comma, one was this and this.
Oh man.
Savage. I mean, people, and one was, I'll say this, I will own it. One was like, if the hashtags are capitalized. And someone's like, that's for accessibility. So my bad, 100%. Like I am, as you know, I'm very much in favor of accessibility. So it makes sense. But people were like fucking crazy. Like some of them of like, you're so rude in these things. It's proper grammar. I'm like, sure, it's proper grammar. But when you see certain people that you're like 100% has changed it all of a sudden. And I included the rocket ship emoji. And people are like, what's wrong with the rocket ship emoji? I'm like, okay, come at me for the hashtags 100%.
No, we stand by that fucking rocket ship.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to stand by that one. But I am team Oxford comma.
I know you're team Oxford comma. I'm just not. Like, people are like, it's proper grammar. I'm like, I mean, I know it is proper grammar if I'm like writing like a paper, which I've done, but in real life, there are people that don't use it. It was really all about one person. People are like, this is slick engagement bait. Oh, this person's trying to write a course on copywriting.
No, she's really not.
Oh, geez. Don't know. I'm not. Oh, my God. There's a reason I do videos. How to write an HR Besties podcast newsletter.
Oh, my God. That sounds terrible.
Finally, I'm just like, wow. So I'm just going to go back to my corner. But I'm like, don't defend the rocket ship. The rocket ship is corny.
No, the rocket ship's the worst.
But anyway, I texted, and Leigh's like, I use the Oxford comma with the fingernail polish emoji.
Much.
Well, but I was thinking back on it. I don't now. Yeah. But that's how I learned. But I feel like, and I read some of the mean comments because I, of course, defended you. But it said, like, pry it from my cold, dead Gen X hands. And I'm like, I think it is like a Gen X elder millennial, because we're millennials. I think it might be because that's how we were taught.
Geriatric.
And whatever, it's proper grammar. But, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. I just think, hey, you got one, why not two? Right? What the hell? The more the merrier. You know, like I'm one of those. I'm excessive. I'm opulent. Give me all the fucking commas.
Which again, all that when it's all designed for one specific person, I'm like, I should have just written this guy's an asshole, and maybe I would have gotten
for real, and just like tagged him, Adam.
No, literally, you know, and one person would have seen it, and it'd been done, you know.
Tagged him, yeah, he would have seen it and come up with a ChatGPT response, and then I would have been like, you know how I can tell he wrote this with ChatGPT, and so anyway, but no, I promise you. So if you saw that and you're a bestie, you won't see it anymore. I deleted it, and people are like, are you just trying to gain followers? Well, because I was like embarrassed. You're like, first of all, on the accessibility front, like I certainly don't want to be rude on that. Like that's
not how you went. Yeah,
that's how I go, not how I go down. But like, oh my God, it's like I'm like, you know, make a video on assume intent of others, and I'm like, oh yeah, thanks for that good point. People are like, so. I'm just next happy hour, I'm going to have more drinks in advance, then I'll just reveal the person that I'm talking about. But they know.
It was way too controversial.
It's true, but they know who they are.
They do know who they are. I doubt they listen, but they know who they are.
Oh, man. Who knew commas could be so controversial?
Like anything, like it's the same thing. Like when I post some on millennial misery and like you didn't experience it, people go ape shit in the comments like, this is not true. And I'm like, I don't think people realize that we didn't actually all live the same childhood. So like, just because I post it doesn't mean it's aiming towards you. People get so angry though. People are just very angry in general on the internet.
Yeah. They use the comment section as therapy.
Literally. I'm like, it's going to be okay. Ma'am, this is a meme page. Like, ma'am, this is a Wendy's. This is a meme page. It's not that serious.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh, God.
Do you want fries with that?
Have a great day.
But we do need to have a thing of like one day, just a skit of like envisioning people saying the comments in real life that they would never say to your face.
Oh my God, that is a really good call. We should do that in Vegas.
Yeah, we'll do it. So use listening. We'll see it. Then when you see the video, you can know that it was all of you besties were in the loop. But we'll do that.
When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. That's where I have always gone first as a hiring manager. I'll be honest with you, almost my entire career now. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/HRBesties. That's linkedin.com/HRBesties to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. So you're ready for Vegas, Jamie? You look excited. You got Vegas on the brain. You need a break.
I'm very excited. I'm not getting my dresses from Hong Kong. I know, first world problem. So I'm very bummed about that. I did order them over a month ago, and I really thought I had enough time, but they're not going to be here. So that's okay. I got backup dresses coming from Amazon. They're probably going to remain in the plastic. So I'm going to be rolling up to Vegas like Ashley, but that's okay. Still going to be fun.
Did you get yours, Ashley? I'm concerned.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, Ashley.
No, they're coming tonight. They're coming tonight. Literally.
Mine are literally coming Friday too, like today.
Yeah, this week I picked some things out. I got some comfortable kind of high-heeled sneakers, not sneaks. Did not go with the new, sneaks by Sarah Blakely, who's based in Atlanta. I didn't go with those.
Wait, I haven't heard of these sneaks.
I haven't seen that. They won't have my size anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about those. They do not look comfortable to me. And so I don't know if they have stores yet where you can try them on, but again, I don't have time.
Oh, they're just like platform
sneakers.
But they have like a heel. They're not, it's like they have like a heel.
A wedge platform.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
It is giving like 2001 for me.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, remember when they had Timberland boots that were heels?
What? No.
Oh, it was like a J-Lo thing. Okay, never mind.
I lived in my non-heel Timberland boots. Like I'm not a heel person like that. Leigh remembers back from the SHRM conference when I had to abandon my heels for the Yeti slippers. I can't remember that company, but they were.
I won them for you.
And you did. Leigh won them. I did not. I was one away. Leigh won the Plinko, whatever. But no. So I have some like kind of high-heeled sneakers. I don't know how that's going to work out.
I have like platform sneakers that I'm bringing just because, Leigh is so tall and we are so short.
Oh, I know, but then I'm there with mine.
Yeah, I know. So we're fucked either way.
Oh, man. Yeah. But you can spot me in a crowd, and that's great. And I can see what's coming up ahead and coming yonder, and so that helps,
Yeah, and that's how I'll find you. I'll be like, Mommy.
Yeah, but we were like the same height in this AI-generated image. And it is kind of funny because ChatGPT is not good at listening to you for images because you'll be like, can you make Leigh taller? And it'll make someone else very short. And you're like, okay, no, that's not what I mean.
My only feedback is my eyes are never coming out green.
It definitely, if you try to say make the eyes a different color, it'll make them.
I always look at that. I'm like, wow, my eyes aren't blue. My eyes are, I don't know. It's that one thing.
It literally gets y'all almost to a T and it never gets me, which is hilarious to me. Like I'm either African-American, I have red hair, a man.
Oh my God.
I'm like, they see Jamie and they're like, fuck it. It's got a dick.
But I'll literally upload
okay.
So they're still working on that model. So like, I get that they're working on other things, but I need the OpenAI team. Like it would make me happy. And then I think about, I don't want to use that much energy to create these images because you have to imagine it's like probably bad for the planet. I don't know. But I'll like upload an image.
It's killing our ozone layer.
Well, it's got to take up a lot of energy. Remember that with like, they talked about with like Bitcoin and things like that of like whatever.
The vibration factories that are like killing people.
Yeah, I think so. Well, do you know?
So every time you make one of those, like an angel loses its wings.
Yes. So I have to think it's not that. So I need it. I need it to get better at seeing it. Like I've uploaded, like, this is our cover of HR Besties. Do you see what we look like? Yes. Okay. And then I make it and I'm like, okay, we're all men. We're not. No. So yeah. And then the text is like Vegas drunk. Like it'll be like, it's a baby.
Welcome to oh, that was weird. Like it didn't say welcome. Like what was that? Like
no. It's like
funny.
3 a.m. in Vegas. So anyway, it's a fun hobby.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Vegas, I just landed from Vegas an hour ago.
Man.
And I've only had 3 hours of sleep because I was at a Gwen Stefani private concert last night.
Hell yeah.
Which was cool as shit, obviously.
That shit is bananas.
But it is BANANAS, you know? So I was dancing to that. But I knew all the lyrics. So you know, I just like to say that because I'm in this crowd with a bunch of rock stars, which are attendees of Workday Rising, the conference that I was at. But I was looking around and people they didn't know they didn't know those lyrics, you know what I mean? But they're fist pumping, and I'm like, you know, like you're kind of like, I grew up with her, okay?
Yeah.
Like I know this, I know all the songs. I'm just saying, you know, like you know, you get like prideful when it's like an artist, you know,
right.
You're like. I know every album.
It's like when you know, like Eminem's like Forgot About Dre, like the whole thing. Okay. People are like, wow, like you can go viral. People being like, old lady knows all lyrics to this song. And you're like, what?
That lady with the Missy Elliott song.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes,
yeah, that was so fresh at the picnic. And she's just, was so cute.
She had like that horn.
Yes.
I love her.
Let me work it.
There was another lady that went viral too recently at an Usher concert, and she knew all the words too. And I'm like, that's going to be me. Like, that's going to be us, y'all. I mean, we're going to be.
Maybe with something.
I mean, I don't know if Usher's still going to be performing,
Probably.
but
I liked his Super Bowl halftime. I enjoyed that.
I think he has a residency. I don't know. Or he just finished it or something. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get your hopes up. But
that's fine.
I know. I was like, hold on.
Magic Mike as a consolation prize.
Exactly.
I know. Magic Mike. I'll wear pants. That's a Real Housewives joke.
I don't know how I'm going to survive 2 weeks in Vegas.
You'll have us.
Because I am an introvert. No, I know. Yeah. And I'm going to be at the spa a couple of times. So
I'll be working.
Yeah, during the day because I'm not looking to learn anything. You know what I mean?
I'll probably be napping. I already told my boss. I was like, I'm going to be out from this day to this day, but don't worry, I'm bringing my laptop. So if you need me,
Jamie,
I did. I totally did. Which, speaking of work,
So you're not taking vacation time then?
No, I did take PTO. I am officially PTOing and my calendar's blocked.
What does your out of office look like? Does it look like I'm out of the office, but call me, page me?
But call me to get me instantly.
Text me, come find me at the club at 2 a.m. I'll reset your password.
Do you want a drunk response? No. No, it's pretty tame. It's like, here's who you can contact in my absence. I will have limited access to email. So if you need something urgent, reach out here or whatever to so-and-so. But like I have Teams on my phone, so.
Delete the app.
Yeah.
So don't have it.
Yeah, that seems like an unnecessary on vacation.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I actually wanted to give a shout out. So last week, with my company, we flew everyone into Nashville and we had a conference. And I can't tell you how many employees came up and were like saying, I love HR Besties. And it just made me so happy because a couple things. I know we talk to the mic twice a week and we just we're all together. We don't know who listens and who doesn't. And we're just kind of talking, right? We're just talking heads on a screen and we don't know sometimes the amount of people that are listening to us, I guess. I don't know of a good way to say that. So when people come up and tell it like, oh, I love it. I'm talking about people that aren't in HR space. You know what I mean? I've learned so much and I'm like, oh my God. So shout out to those that listened and came up to me and said that because I made my day and I immediately texted our little group chat and I'm like, people like us.
You're real emotional.
It is neat.
It feels good.
No, it does. And it like I said, it's sometimes you just like kind of forget the reach
The impact of the content. Yeah.
Yeah. So, calling all pet parents, Chewy has everything to keep your pet happy and healthy. They offer over 100,000 products from top brands shipped directly to your door in 1 to 2 days. From food to beds, they've got it covered for all dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, and more. For health, Chewy provides pet prescriptions, insurance, telehealth vet visits, and is launching vet clinics nationwide. With their auto ship feature, you'll never run out of essentials, and you can adjust or cancel anytime. So, some of you may know that I have a bunch of animals. 3 dogs, 2 cats, 3 fish, and a turtle, to be exact. I've set up reoccurring shipments of all my essentials we need, so I'm never running out, and I can change or cancel my auto ship order at any time. It's super convenient and one less thing I have to worry about. Plus, Chewy's 24/7 customer service and 100% satisfaction guarantee ensure you're always covered. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now, you can save $20 off your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/hrbesties. That's chewy.com/hrbesties to save $20 off your first order with free shipping. Chewy.com/hrbesties. Minimum purchase required, new customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details.
Well, that's what happens when you don't work in an office 5 days a week and work alongside people, as you should, according to Amazon's CEO this week. So, Leigh, did you see this memo?
She was busting her ass being a rock star.
I was working 16-hour days plus in Vegas. I was social squad for workday. So I read nothing. I don't know shit. So fill me in. What did I miss in the HR universe?
Jamie, did you read the full memo?
I did not. I just told Jeff Bezos to get fucked.
Well, it's
Did you tag him and say that? You should.
It's Andy Jassy now, but the CEO. But he, it's very long. I'll tell you. Like it's a very long memo
That went out to everybody, and it's like a long ass comms.
It went out to everybody, long ass comms, and it kind of hits your key points. Like, well, it starts with "Hey team," period.
With a period, he put a period after "Hey team."
I'm like, but I laugh because those that are in like internal comms are, you know, how much conversation went around. How do we start this? Like, "Hey team," is that too conversational? Is that like, do we have an exclamation point? Do we have a comma? Like, oh, so Oxford, do we put an Oxford comma?
Not a fucking period, though. Someone should have rose up.
I am taken aback. As a writer, I am shook.
It's so stern.
"Hey team," period. Oh, them's fighting words. Like if that were to come across I'm like, oh, they're about to say some shit. I'm going to roll up my sleeves. I'm already angry. Right, as an employee?
And they started with like, I read it. And immediately when I saw "Hey team," I thought to myself, oh, I wish I had a bingo card for corporate statements. So maybe that's another post idea. But it's like, it starts off about how great the business is doing. And then it talks, so it's from Andy Jassy, the CEO. And then it talks about him. And like, when I started, I had a plan on the back of my napkin. This is what level I started up. Like, and then it's about him. And I'm like, people don't care. They really don't. I hear you, but like, people don't care. And then it's like, you know, we're trying to like get the organizational to like, whatever language it uses, like optimal levels. And you read it and you're like, oh shit, this is a layoff notice. So anyone that read this, I guarantee you was like, oh, this is going to be layoffs. And so it's not layoffs, but so they made 2 changes and it took forever to get there. But the first one they announced is actually that they're making managers have more direct reports because they want to make the workplace more efficient.
What's her span? Did they share?
I don't think they share a span. They say they want to increase it by 15% on each manager. And the challenge, I say, is like the way it's phrased is it's like, we want less bureaucracy, we want ownership. But the flip to that is, one, the language makes it assume like managers just get in the way, which can happen, but it shouldn't. And so a good manager should be able to like support you. And then if you have an employee, especially in a pretty high pressure organization, and now all of a sudden their manager has more direct reports, then they're like, because it's like, we want people to have ownership. Well, you know how this works in the streets. People are like, I'm not making a choice. I don't want to get fired because I couldn't get my boss. I can get a one-on-one with my boss because now they have too many people reporting to them. So I'm going to do less, not more. Mm-hmm. And so that's like, to me, I was like, but that hasn't gotten as much attention as the other, which is now comeback 5 days a week to the office.
Mandatory RTO.
Mandatory.
Like, you are coming back.
So that's what's gotten the headlines, in part because like Amazon again was like remote, and then it was like, okay, hybrid, so 3 days. And so and you see, and I'll let you guys talk, but like, so, people are like, whatever, in person, people should be in person. They shouldn't complain. And again, a lot of people have been working in person. We've talked a lot. Like, so like that is a service, but there's other people that were hired and were told, 3 days a week in the office. And now they're like, okay, by January 2nd, they're like, we understand you may have personals, like whatever. It's like, you may have personal arrangements that you need to figure out before January 2nd. Like, what? Move.
I'd be looking for a new job if I worked for Amazon.
Looks like they want some voluntary attrition. That's what that sounds like to me. That old thing, you know what I mean? So they don't have to do the layoffs. They do bullshit like this, to piss you off.
Yeah. And I think a lot of these are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep. And I truly believe a lot of companies do that. Because there hasn't been like proven.
Well, but then what happens is then the people that are leaving, then you're like, okay, I'm leaving because again, I was promised this. I'm actually going to go work somewhere that's remote. And then people are like, no, wait, we didn't mean you. We want you. Okay, we'll grant you an exception. And so then that person gets an exception. And then other people on the team are like, what the heck? And so,
wait a minute. Yeah, they got an exception. Yeah.
So all of a sudden, then people on their team are like, well, I want that exception.
Gosh.
No, not for you. Okay, well, that's when then people call Paige Sparks the employment lawyer.
I was about to say employment lawyer. Yep.
And they're like, and regardless how that ends up in the U.S. court system, now you're paying these expenses. And so overall, like, because I saw this where like someone in an HR group, like another HR person was like, this is all about maximizing shareholder value. CEOs have to do that. So you'd be irresponsible not to make a decision if you feel like collaboration is best. And I'm like, but where's the data? Because the recent data on this shows hybrid is actually, for those roles that can be done partially remotely, hybrid is actually the most productive environment. So
flexibility and personalization, right? I mean, that's what the future of work is all about. Our employees are expecting more of that, for sure. Oh man, like that's some crazy shit.
Well, people are joking now because they're like, okay, so Amazon's, it's 5 days a week in the office, but you still can work from home 2 days a week. Because everybody at Amazon works nights and weekends as well, because it's that kind of
environment.
Culture.
Oh, this is a terrible segue, but the culture at EY Prune. Earlier this week, I did a TikTok on this, and it's like 10 minutes long. But I read a 26-year-old employee. She was an accountant with EY Prune in India. Her name was Anna Sebastian, and I'm probably going to say her last name wrong when it's Payrel, passed away due to work stress. And I read her mother's letter to the chairman, and it was just so powerful. And I didn't put any hashtags on I wasn't doing it for clout. I really wanted to read her mom's letter, but just how gut wrenching and how toxic that environment is. And she was working 100+ hours a week. And, she constantly would get calls from her boss, while he's in a cricket match, to do something. And, she was young. So she was basically, this was her first job out of college, and just awful. And she was not getting enough sleep, not eating correctly. She was having heart palpitations and chest pains, and ultimately she succumbed to the pressure from work. And it's just awful. And I'm like, when is this going to stop? How many more of these are we going to have?
Her mom's letter, I think I agree. That to me, and it talked about how nobody from the company had attended her funeral there. And
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just awful.
It's really heartbreaking, but also, it's this one short, 2 sentences had said, this is a systemic issue that goes beyond individual managers or teams. The relentless demands and pressure to meet unrealistic expectations are not sustainable, and they cost us the life of a young woman with so much potential. And it's hard because you look at I'm sure the executive team at these organizations will be horrified to look at this, and they'll have to say, this isn't what anybody wants. But when you have these things and these goals and talk about the relentless focus, and you have this, and this cascades down to managers that believe they have to meet these goals. And so they are putting this pressure on, or they're taking for granted the people that work below them. This is why when I read things that say maximize shareholder value at all costs, you do not get shareholder value, and you do not succeed as a business by working your people to death or to misery. And often it's to misery. But finding ways to have sustainable cultures it's so important.
Yeah. I mean, it's awful. She was only there for 4 months. Yeah. I mean, it's just awful. And she was just so young, and she was so excited and driven and wanting to, be a part of the company. And this was like her dream. And
like so many, right? Entry level, and new hires.
yeah, to have her life taken from her. I don't know, but her mother's love letter was very powerful. If you have a chance, Google it and read it. She mentions the company's human rights statement and how, it's literally completely opposite than how they actually treat their employees. And I believe EY has now responded, but it's, some generic bullshit response.
Using Chat GPT and the dash A, the long dash, the extra dash.
Yeah. Probably put hashtags, capitalize in a rocket.
A rocket ship.
Yeah, but just awful. I just read that, and I couldn't even get through. I had already read it once, but while I was reading it out loud for the TikTok, I couldn't even get through it. I had to stop several times. It was just really sad. And then I saw another one. Becca, our friend over at Corporate Gossip Pod, actually posted something, and I haven't even had a chance to deep dive in that, but another young man passed away to work stress too. It was apparently earlier this summer, but it was kind of all hush-hush.
Ashley, you said, higher ups, I'm sure they would care or whatever, but you have the middle kind of managers pushing these things. They'd be horrified to know, but not always. That's what's terrible is, I saw research back in the day, and I think I've shared this a few times, but let's just say a third, who knows it could even be more now, a third of managers, people leaders are narcissists, and I've worked for some that are also sociopathic, literally diagnose that. And so I've had leaders not give a shit. And I mean, literally say to me, and after I tell them an employee had passed at work, kind of oh my gosh, write the media statement. That would be the response, right?
Yeah. Or when can we get that job posted?
I mean, the heartlessness that I've experienced from leaders on shit like this, I mean, damn. And I mean, I've called some out. Some I've just been too freaking shocked. I mean, because you can't change that.
Yeah, no.
You can't make someone give a shit about life, someone else's life, So that's what's so sad. This continues because a lot of those leaders are, approving those behaviors. They're modeling those types of I don't give a shit behaviors, So it continues. But I think that's why it's important to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm always talking about the toxic workplaces and share your stories, people, Not everyone feels safe being vulnerable or transparent. I'm an oversharer like a mother. And so, I love being that voice, to say, hey, don't tolerate this. Hey, talk about this, because a lot of people suffer in silence. And so we need to, help each other, support each other, and especially mentor early career, new hires. I mean, everyone really, all levels, right? That, you deserve more and better. Take care of yourself, prioritize your health, because obviously your employer's not. And it's not necessarily their job, first and foremost, either. So protect yourself. They should be creating psychologically safe and physically safe, work environments. But your ultimate job, prioritize your health, So health is wealth, people. Bless them. I'm sorry.
Well, and it's why, our Wednesday episode about HR, some of the comments we got about HR and, reputation and title and all of this, we got comments, and some of them said it, they're legitimate question. You may disagree with this. Legitimate question. Why would HR have a seat at the C-suite? And I'm glad people put that in the comments because it's important to talk about these things. But case in point, you have an organization that has a chief financial officer, a chief technology officer. Well, even if you're not going to care generally about the well-being of your people, or even a story like this isn't going to shock you into worrying about you and your reputation as a company, as a leader. Well, your number one investment is generally at an organization is people. And so if you are not making a C-suite role and having a voice for someone, and somebody else had said, but shouldn't any advice about employees be by the general counsel than HR? Hell no. as a lawyer, no, like again, even as a lawyer, like I wasn't an asshole. Like I'm sure like 4 people would disagree with that, but like 4, maybe no, one. I know one. But right, but like generally, it's like. No, like there's so much involved in like the support of people. Like, well, HR doesn't do that. Okay, because no one has fucking taught them to. And so like, that's what we're trying to do and help people have voices, but they have to have support from the rest of the organization. And so it's amazing that people are, God, I had no idea. Like our people were real people with feelings. Okay, well, go watch Family Man with Nicolas Cage if that's what it takes for you to realize the bibbidi bobbidi boo that like a dose of humanity can have. But oh my God, it just incenses me when people, you get to the end of your life and you're like, oh God, generally people have regrets about how much time they spent working.
Yeah.
Not being like a decent human being to somebody else and respecting the people that work with them.
Yeah. See, some of those comments, I mean, I'll say, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Like when I read them, I feel sad. I feel sorry for those people that's the HR that they've experienced, because I've been in a very privileged place of HR where it's been very strategic, and the HR professionals around me are business leaders that happen to specialize in HR. And so it's just been very strategic and a big focus at the majority of organizations that I've had the privilege to work at. And so having that seat and that voice, and you have everyone against you in the room, you're surrounded, and then you say one thing and it's like light bulb moment for everybody else, and the whole room turns to remember that people work here, is profound. It's a beautiful thing. So the HR I know, for those that are listening and you don't work in HR, is one where so many times, hundreds, it could be 1,000 in my career, I was the only one defending you in a meeting. The only one looking out for you. Because I'm an employee too that wants frickin' paid and great benefits and flexibility and all of this, right? I was the only one that remembered that we're human in the room when everyone else was talking dollars. So that's the HR I know.
Yep. Preach on.
Okay.
Mic drop.
And I hope that's the HR everyone gets to experience, And
I'm sorry if you haven't, but you can stop leaving those fucking comments. Thanks. HR is not your friend. Neither is Larry in accounting, and neither is Bill, the CEO. They're not either.
Oh, yeah. Finance is definitely not your friend. I mean,
fuck that.
Well, we're your friends. We're your friends.
We're your besties.
Yay, besties.
I talked to somebody today who's an HR Besties listener, and we talked, and they're an HR department of one, and they said, I'm like, anything else you need support on? They're like, I just get lonely at work.
Yeah, it's lonely as fuck.
Coming soon, we have a whole episode on lean HR teams of one, but just know we got you. So sometimes you just got to pop those earbuds in and have some team members. So
that's why I even created Humorous Resources 4 years ago, because I was in HR department one and I was so fucking lonely.
It is, right? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So now here we are.
Yeah.
Lonely no more.
Going to Vegas together. Oh
no, look at
us. We got your back, besties.
Apparently people listen to us.
Well, my parents listen every time.
I don't even think my parents
my mom texts, oh yeah, Leigh, my mom wants to know where you got a pair of shoes she saw you wear this week. I get a text. I'm like, I want to give you a love note for my mom. She's like, I like Leigh's shoes. Are those the office of Angela Scott? Because I looked on this, I didn't see them. I'm like, I assume so. And
they're not on currently.
Anyway, I'm like, I'll have a forward. I'm gonna have an automatic forward. Mama manager method loves this. So.
I love it. Just give her my number. She can text me if she wants the shoes. I'll send her the direct links.
That's going to happen. I'm going to see her in Vegas, and I'll be like popping up on Leigh's phone.
I know. She's not even responding to you.
We're done. The daughter she never had.
Hey, I just offered to shortcut it, but you that's all you know what I mean? She's listening to this right now, but
she is.
But whatever, your mom, like, I'll send you the link.
That's
and
fine.
Then you can send it there. But I'm just offering,
That's fine. We all find love in different places.
Well, lonely no more, everybody. You got your besties. We got your back. Please take care of yourselves out there.
TGIF.
Yeah. And the next happy hour you hear us, we will be live in Vegas.
Real
so make
Vegas.
sure you tune in next Friday's episode.
Woo!
Yes.
Vegas, baby.